Actually, my first client ended up being quite a travesty. It's a very embarrassing story. I might tell that another time. Right. In this video, I'm going to tell you the story of how I got my first ever copywriting client. And at the end, there is a lesson for you to learn off my own mistakes, okay? So, to set the scene. Now, I've told this story to a few people, and every time they're like, wait, what? Like, I've mentioned this in a video before. Like, this is embarrassing as fuck, okay? Now, for a first client, I didn't think experiences like this could be this bad, but it's just my fucking luck, I suppose. Now, to set the scene, I've been copywriting for 14 months, so not that long, just over a year. And the very, very quick story is that I was in Spain practicing to try and be a professional golfer. Because in Spain, the weather's better, in England, the weather's shit, so you go to Spain so you can practice longer, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, halfway through that trip, I realized I wasn't gonna be good enough to turn pro and make loads of money, so I was like, fuck, what am I gonna do? So I came along copywriting. Anyway, about 35 days after I sort of embarked on this challenge to become a copywriter, I signed my first client. Actually, I'll show a screenshot somewhere. Like the 5th of February at about 9:36 p.m. I mean, I literally remember it like it was fucking yesterday. It was probably one of the happiest moments of my life. I literally cannot describe the elation going through my fucking veins and my neurons when this happened. Imagine sending 40 emails a day for 35 days straight, getting no responses, and then one fucking dude says yes. I kid you not. I felt like my dick got hard, bro. It was crazy, okay? Now, this client, see, I don't want to I can't say who it is, okay? If I say who it is, I'm going to get thrown a defamation charge. But let's just put it this way. This client of mine was a Twitter guru / self-improvement guy. And his whole premise, his whole business was writing tweets on Twitter, sending them to a newsletter that was teaching them how to stop watching porn. So he was like a porn addict coach. All right, so he would tweet all day about how to not watch porn. And then he would tell you to go to his email list and basically tell you how to not watch porn. And then he would have a guide, like a course or something, in that email list, which he would promote to people, telling you how to basically not watch porn. Just honestly, some of the most reprobated fucking people you've ever seen on this email list. Like, honestly, it was awful. Anyway, so I sent him a DM. I was like, listen, I know you're into this, etc. Bang, I'd love to work for you, whatever. Got a sales call with him, and I sold him, right? Now, I've spoken about this. I think, yeah, you would have seen in the screenshot. I made £207 a month off this fucking client, which, to put in perspective, the fucking children in the cobalt mines were looking better than me. I literally, if you're new to this, £207 a month, or at the time, $250 a month, is beyond child slave labor. It was absolutely pitiful. Not just because of the number, but the amount of work I was doing for this guy. So I got a sales call with him and I was like, brilliant, okay, what do you want me to do? And he said, I want you to write my email list, blah, 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 promote my course, blah, 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 blah. I said, no worries, cool, how many emails? He said, 1 a day. Now, back then, I was a complete noob. I had no idea what was a good amount of money for the amount of work. So I was like, I just wanted money. I was like, yes, brilliant, okay, $250 for 1 a day, every single day for a month, perfect, let's go, bang, invoice done, I'm elated, dick's hard, fucking over the moon, brilliant, let's go. So I'm writing an email every single day for this guy. I'm logged into his email address. I'm logged into his softwares. I'm literally in his emails. Can see people fucking sending him stuff and shit. And I worked with this guy for about 2 months. And the first month was absolutely amazing. I was working, I was learning, I was getting better. As you progress and as you start getting clients, you'll learn very fucking quickly. The quickest you'll ever learn is when you're on the job. And I was writing an email every single day, promoting the same product every single day. And I had to come up with a new email and a new angle and a new way to sell this product every single day. It's probably the best thing that could have ever happened to me in that respect, because learning was like nothing you could even imagine. Like, it's difficult, you know, selling for the same fucking product every single day. Anyway, so I'm writing an email every single day. It's 1 to 350 words. And it's going to this course, etc., etc. After the first month, I was great. You know, I was like, brilliant, work's going well, no complaints, he hasn't had a go at me, he's tweeting, we're getting more people on the list, we've had a couple of sales, my copy's good, he says I do good work, I'm on a call with him once a week, he says everything's going smooth. I'm like, brilliant. And then the second month comes around, and that's okay too, for about 25 days. So we're about 2/3, 3/4 of the way through March. And I'm kind of expecting my new paycheck like within a week. And so I'm, keeping in contact with them because that's important. When you have a client, it's important to not ghost them, because you don't want to lose any contact because, if you alienate yourself, you're less likely to get in contact with them, which means you're less likely to get paid. So I was always sending him messages, always sending him updates, always telling him what I was doing. I've got this angle and then we can try this and I've tried this. I'm going to put this together so you can do this. I was fucking on it. I was sending him messages and he was like, that sounds great, that sounds great, that sounds great, that sounds great. One day, I sent him a message and I got no reply, which was kind of weird. But I was like, you know what, fuck it, no worries. The next day I send him another reply. And again, I get no response. I'm like, okay, weird, but whatever. After about 3 or 4 days, I've sent him 3 or 4 messages a day, every day for 3 or 4 days, and I have no responses. Now, I think this was about the 29th of March. I can remember it so vividly because it was so fucking awful, honestly. So at the 29th of March, and I'm meant to be getting paid, like literally in 2 days. And I'm like, okay, I want to get this guy's fucking attention because I don't want him to forget paying me. Anyway, the 1st of April comes around and I still haven't got in touch with him. So at this point, I'm kind of panicking, right? I'm just about to fly back to the UK, okay? And I have enough money, but literally, if he doesn't pay me, I'm gonna be on about £20 in my bank. Like, I'm absolutely flat fucking broke after booking my flight back to the UK. And so I'm like, bruv, I need your attention. Can you pay me for the next month? Can you pay me for the next month? And I hear nothing from him, not a word. He's not tweeting. I go on his timeline, no tweets for like a week. I'm like, this is really, really strange. Not because he doesn't message me much, but because I've been messaging him basically every single day up until this point, and out of nowhere, he's just gone absolutely ghost. Like divorcee wife on me. It's like disappeared. Actually, no, that's racist. I can't say that. But like gone, like literally out of nowhere, disappeared, right? Anyway, after about a week of this, I'm kind of like pissed, okay? It's gone from concerned to annoyed to where the fuck are you? I need you to pay me. Why? I'm writing emails every day and you're not paying me. This is bollocks. So there's a guy on Twitter, which is really good friends with him. They always reply to each other's tweets. Like they're always following each other. Like I'm seeing him around a lot. And he's also in the self-improvement, men's, stop addiction space, etc., etc. And so as a Hail Mary, I'm like, listen, I need to fucking find out what this guy's doing. Like, why is he not replying to me? Why have you stopped talking to me? I need to get paid. What the fuck are you doing? And so I send him a DM and I'm like, listen, bro, I'm not gonna say his name. I don't know if you know, insert name of the guy I'm working for, but I'm his ghostwriter. I write his emails for his course. And he's just stopped messaging me. Do you know what he's up to? Is everything okay? Just coming from a very empathetic background. Like, what's wrong with him? Is everything fine? He hasn't fucking died or anything. And after about a day, the guy gets back to me. And I can understand why, quite rightfully wants to validify who I am. And he's basically asking me all these questions. He said, why would I need to tell you? Like, why are you interested? Who are you? Which I thought was a bit strange. It's like, bro, I'm just trying to ask. Like, is he okay? I could be a concerned fan. Why has he stopped tweeting? I'm like, no. Why has he stopped fucking answering my messages? And he said, who are you? Can you prove to me that you are who you are? And I'm like, yeah, okay, brilliant. So I send him over some screenshots. I send him voice recordings and videos of me in his email, like in his Gmail, showing him like, listen, I'm literally the ghostwriter. Every single email you've seen is because of me. He's like, okay. Can I be truthful with you? And I say, yeah, of course you can be truthful with me. I want to fucking know the truth. Why is he not speaking to me? And he goes, okay, so name, who I'm not gonna say, is going through some financial issues right now. Now, that was a bit concerning, obviously, since he's the one that pays me, but I didn't really understand how. To give some background on this guy, or as much as I could, he was a full-time school teacher, which by the way makes this even fucking weirder. Full-time school teacher to secondary school kids, like GCSE level for you English people. And he had this, he was making a couple extra grand doing this. How is he having financial issues? He seemed like a pretty normal dude on call, right? Like he didn't seem like a fucking weirdo or a drug addict or a gambling fucking prosperer. He seemed pretty normal. And this guy tells me, yeah, he's having financial issues. So I'm like, okay, mind telling me why? Since he's meant to be paying me? Anyway, after about 3 or 4 messages heckling him and say, listen, bro, I don't give a fuck what it is. I just want to know if it's going to be something that's going to detriment the fact that he's going to be able to pay me in the future. Like, is it one of those, it's going to be a week of no pay, or is it he's never going to be able to pay me again? Just tell me the fucking truth, bro. And he's like, okay. Basically, the fact of the matter is, this guy that ran a Twitter page that had 160,000 followers telling men to stop watching porn and to stop wanking, and had an email list with 20,000 people on it telling men to stop watching porn and stop wanking, had gone into financial detribution because he was so concerned and so busy sending money to OnlyFans girls. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, unfortunately, Name has basically spent most of his money sending it to fucking webcam models and OnlyFans girls. The guy that's telling people to not wank over chicks is spending all his money in live rooms wanking over chicks. And you know what? I should have seen this earlier, because honestly, fucking, this is so ridiculous. And this is a school teacher, by the way. He teaches 16-year-old girls, and he's literally fucking, probably every night after school, he's coming back, marking grades, going home, doing homework, etc. Bang! As soon as 7 p.m. hits and he's finished fucking work, opens the laptop, not literally, as he's got the fucking marks in one tab, the next tab is live Jasmine, and he's wanking like crazy. Probably didn't even wash his hands, went into school the next day, and he's fucking writing with a pen that he's using on the same paper that he's giving to his fucking students. Absolute fucking weirdo. But I should have seen this earlier. And the reason I should have seen it earlier is because about a month into this, because I'm in his Gmail account, I'm literally in his emails. I can see every single one he gets. Literally, one of the emails was like a fucking live Jasmine, XYZ is coming, don't forget to fucking join this day. And I thought that's really weird, because he's some guy that's telling you not to wank, and he's got an email from a fucking webcam company telling you to join. I was like, that's pretty weird. So I thought, you know what, it's probably just old, because he used to be an addict. He used to be a fucking feral reprobate. So I thought it's probably some old thing he signed up to, it's no big deal. But nowadays, and at the time I realized, fuck, no, this guy is a complete hypocrite. He's telling dudes to not wank over porn, paying me to write to dudes to tell them to not watch porn, and then in his free time, after teaching high school kids, he's wanking all day, paying these girls. I was like, how is it this ironic? It can't be this ironic. Anyway, I messaged the guy and I'm like, you can't, there's no way. This is too ironic. There's no way he's doing this. And he said, yeah, bro, listen, I've known him for like 5 or 4 years, and he's been messaging me, and he's like, listen, I'm going through it right now. Just can you fucking retweet my tweet so my engagement doesn't die? And I'm like, really? Really? Anyway, fucking. Because I'm such a fucking good human being, I log out of all of his accounts. I don't fucking do anything weird. I don't fucking blackmail or anything. I log out of all his accounts. I fucking send one last email. By the way, I'm still sending him emails by this point, because I didn't want to fuck up in case it was something that wasn't out of his control. And he was like, why did you stop sending emails? I kept sending emails when he wasn't paying me. I logged out of all of his accounts, logged out of his fucking Gmail, logged out of his fucking ConvertKit, which is the software he used. And yeah, that was how I lost that client. And that was my first fucking client ever, who turned out to be a complete ironic hypocrite, telling dudes to not wank and using the money he made, teaching children how to learn on girls, live wanking over them. Like, it was just like ridiculous. I was like, how the fuck is this even possible? Anyway, lesson in this, because honestly, this is fucking crazy. This is just for business in general. This isn't just for copywriting. I learned this the hard fucking way. Pause. I learned this the hard way. People portray themselves as they like to be looked at, not as how they actually are. There are a lot of opaque people in this world. You can't quite see through the visor as to who they are, which is annoying, because this guy's emails, I mean, every day, some poor dude was just fucking pouring his heart out on a fucking email to me, saying how he's crippled over porn. He literally, by the way, if I say porn and this video gets taken down, fuck you, Susan. He's crippled over porn. Like literally all he does and thinks about is wanking. Like he's ruined his life. He's got no money. He can't get a hard on. No girls talk. Like literally, like fucking, I'm sitting there like, this is just sad, man. And they're emailing him thinking he's this messiah that can help them. Meanwhile, Joe in fucking self is wanking over girls and paying them to do so. Brutal hypocrisy. So please understand that the people that you are, especially doing business with, have opaque slides over them. You can see them how they like to be seen, but that doesn't necessarily mean they are who they are. And it's just a big lesson I learned because I was like, there's no way, like the brutal irony. That's like a fucking, I know it's quite common in the fitness industry, like a fucking fitness influencer saying, yeah, don't do steroids, you can do it naturally. Then you find out they're on a fucking million testosterone milligrams a fucking week. It's fucking stupid, man. So before you become too heavily invested in someone, before you become too assumptuous of who they are, or you presume something about them, get deep and dig into their life before you actually make that assumption, because 9 out of 10 times they probably aren't who they fucking say they are. Okay, this guy was a crippling porn addict telling people to not watch porn, okay? So whenever you're dealing with a prospect, if they say they've got all these promises or they've done this or they've achieved this or they have these goals for this business, don't believe them at first, okay? Let them try and prove it to you a bit more, dig a bit deeper, get some facts, get some evidence. I didn't do that. I saw a red flag with that live Jasmine fucking email and thought nothing of it. Lo and behold, literally, as he was having a fucking call with me, he probably had live Jasmine in the same fucking tab, okay? Crazy, bro. But yeah, okay, that's the story of how I signed my first client, which was 14 months ago, for $250 a month, bro. Honestly, slave fucking labor, okay? So, if any of you have a client that's as bad as that, send me a DM, because honestly, I don't think it gets any worse than that. That was fucking awful, but yeah.